Alrighty, welcome back. We are officially in Module 4. What you'll be relieved to know is that we're still using the technical aspects of aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, but these are less strictly technical projects. So for those of you who did not enjoy that, again, get a break from it. That's only one part of photography. So I have module 4 in front of me. I am adding a couple videos to this. You should see these by mid-Friday. There's going to be one on editing, dodging and burning, and another editing, adding a backglow in. So keep an eye out for those. I do want to make sure I walk you through some of those editing steps, step by step. So when I click on module 4, the learning objectives and tasks for this particular unit, you are going to read the book, Composition, Chapter 6. There is not a PowerPoint for this particular image, so I need to edit that. But just be aware that right now it says there is one, there's not. You have videos again, you have more of those videos are coming. Some of them are up right now. That assignment is no different than what we've been doing, and then there's a discussion posting. So if I go back to the actual assignment itself, click on portrait photography. Again, I can see an actual, so if I download this actual assignment with examples, give it just a second. My internet is being extremely slow tonight. There we go. You can actually see examples of how this project has been done by other students in the past. So you don't have to copy every single thing that's on here, but these give you some ideas to start with. Because we're using portraits or we're making portraits, you can use yourself. You are more than welcome to use yourself as a subject, do self-portraits, but I know sometimes people are uncomfortable with that, so you can have another subject. You can have a friend, family member, someone help you out with this picture if you want to. So you can see I'm going to go through and I'm going to take at least 3 shots of each portrait. So I want to have 30 pictures. Altering perspective, looking off camera, extreme composition, experiment with lighting, introduce a prop, focus on a body part, obscure part of your subject, frame your subject, hold your camera at an angle and fill the frame. So even though, again, you are taking 30 pictures, you're going to choose one from each category to edit. So you only have to turn in 10 images. Again, examples on the worksheet. Follow along. A couple pointers. Number 1, and Tony Northrup talks about this a little bit. Be aware of what you're picking out for your subject to wear. So every time you take these pictures, and let me enlarge myself a little bit. Every time you enlarge these pictures, you want to be aware of what people are wearing. Typically, and I don't always prescribe to every philosophy, but usually if the person is wearing a solid color, you're going to focus on their face a lot more. So black is usually the kind of like go-to color people recommend for portrait photography. Kind of depends on what atmosphere or mood you're trying to set with the image itself. In terms of my camera this week, there's a couple modes that I can look at. So if I turn it on, I have a little portrait mode already. This is one of my automatic shots. There's a little person with a head. That's portrait mode on my camera. This is one of those automatic modes that I have. So I can take pictures in that mode. I don't have a ton of control over it, but it will give me some pictures that I can use for this assignment. The other one that sometimes gives us some struggles is that aperture priority mode. So again, on my camera, it's AV. Some of you guys, it might just be A. If I have a telephoto lens, that is one way people will get some really great shots with a great depth of field. You don't have to have one for this class, but just something to be aware of. If you have one, bust it out, play around with it, use it on aperture priority mode. If I want to try and get that depth of field, that blurred background, one thing you can try if there's not any big difference that's happening in your subject, move physically closer to them. Get closer to them and see if your camera picks up that difference in the subject and the background. Anyways, so you know, another good thing too is to try and talk to your subject, try and make them feel like they're at ease. You know, we've all been there with the awkward pictures that no one wants to be in, and kind of like grimace, like, eh. So try and, you know, I know it's some people really hate their pictures being taken, but trying to make it as normal or as natural as possible. I don't mind if these are candid shots. I don't mind if these are stage shots, but try and get a variety of poses that challenge you to think beyond. So please, as always, ask me questions.